Good evening, YouTube. Ian here from Coolice Charge Case and Power Supplies. Hope you're all safe and well wherever you are in the world. Without further ado, let's jump straight into this one. I've got another case build I'd like to show you. Now this one's a little bit different. Customer requested a slightly deeper case, or the ability to have storage in the upper lid compartment but still use a small and compact case for his 4 ISDT Air8 chargers. So the typical Max 300 case that I normally use didn't work in this instance. So for this one, we've gone for a Peli IM2200 case in black. And if I show you the plaque, you can clearly see who this case is going for, Mr. Rob Bingham. Thank you very much to him for obviously allowing me to build his second case for him. Now, I won't go into any more conversations without opening the lid, but if I open the clasp, and I'll try and do this one-handed while holding the phone, we'll try and keep it low, and we'll show you the lower deck first. So, as per normal, as with my other decks of this sort of size, we've got the 4 ISDT Air8s laid out along the bottom, 2 radial fans then down the middle. We've got a little bit more space on this case compared to the Max 300, which is quite handy. Depth-wise is about the same, admittedly, on the lower half of the case, so we still have the same sort of depth to play with in there, and of course then the power supply mounting brackets that I've got work well for that. The other differences then obviously on this build was Rob obviously uses the Super X connectors, so the plan was to go with their new panel mounted connectors. So as you can see, I've got them nestled in there nicely. I did find out though, obviously Rob's obviously following the polarity of the diagrams, if you like, or the images that they give you on the internet. And when we followed that, the positive and the negative, we can just about see there, positive on this side, negative on this side, is reversed. So this one actually works out to be the negative, and that side is the positive. I'm going to get him obviously just to double check that when he's got this case sat there in front of him. But going from his images of his LiPo connectors that are on the batteries and the ones that he sent me from the internet, that is now correct. So I don't know what's going on there with Super X, whether they've got it wrong or whatever, or they're expecting you to now use it in a different place. But anyway, so they work out quite nice and neat. So again, I have got a 3D printed holder under there that I've designed, which obviously incorporates then and holds the JST-XH on the side, and then obviously then sets the height of this square molded connector holder, if you like, there. So that's quite handy. And then of course then you've got the little orange rubber dust flap as well, which I've got it just at the right height so it protrudes on top of the deck quite nicely without interfering too much in the lid, because obviously when I show you what I've done in the lid, I had to be conscious of how high the deck height was within the main case. So again, we've got one obviously per charger kind of thing, and again then I've got the laser etched bezel going around the outside. So not too much different to show you there, if you like. Couldn't obviously on this build then, because there is a lot of power in this case, if you like, and I haven't, like my other cases of this sort of size, normally I would have the server exhaust fans exiting outside the case. I haven't in this one, so I've actually used the same sort of setup as I did with the quad ISDT P20 case that I built for JR Capitan. I've got the 2 7530 radial fans, I think they are, under here, and then of course then it's got the 3D printed duct that obviously takes the airflow coming across horizontally and then converts it and then sends it up out the case. Obviously at the end of the video, which is normal for me, you'll see some images of the back side of this deck and how I've laid out the wiring and stuff like that. So it looks quite neat. The other thing then, of course, so because of the fans were in the way here, there wasn't really anywhere to put my USB port on the deck itself, so I've actually put that then at the front, and you can see there it is. It's just your normal one, with the dust cap retained on this instance, and it works quite nice. It obviously doesn't interfere with the clasp, so that's quite handy. Now the reason for going for the Peli case in this instance was to get a deeper lid, and the reason for that was, ta-da! This one's got storage in the lid. This was one of the main requirements from Rob. He wanted somewhere to put his leads, and the Max 300, it's not very deep. By the time I'd taken into account a piece of 4 or 5 mil acrylic in this case, there was only going to be about 25mm depth, about an inch, perhaps if that, which wasn't really useful. So whereas with this one, I think we've got another 10 or 12mm difference, I think it is, off the top of my head. So if I press it, we've got the hinge lid, and of course then inside I've got the partitions. You probably can't see it, but yeah, I've got the partitions with the mounting points, and I've hidden the mounting points for this particular plate underneath the vinyl, so that's quite good. So that's going to close up. And then of course then I had a contact that I know who printed me the Riva Electrics bump decals that I had made many years ago now, and obviously I've still got 100 of them here, to print me this Midland Helicopters logo to go in the lid, or to be applied to the acrylic panel in the lid. So it looks quite nice and it's a bit different. And of course then I found the hexagonal background off the internet with a little blue flashing. Of course then the Midland logo that I received was a PNG, so I've just literally laid that over the top and sized it accordingly, and it's worked out really well, to be fair. I think personally there was 5 options, this was the 5th option, and this won the vote straight away. Rob said nope, that's the one I want, and indeed then when it turned up I thought to myself, yeah, we've definitely made the right choice there. It looks amazing, and the little blue flash there in the middle as well just adds a little bit of something special to it. So I'm really pleased with this. We'll probably no doubt do a couple of other cases in the future with this sort of similar setup, because now I've obviously got the lid design, and I did obviously have to take into account the strengthening ribs inside the case as well for the back side there, and the details and the mounting points at the back, and it worked out just right. Couldn't have done it any better if I'd have tried, so luckily I did try. Yeah, I'm pleased, and I think Rob will be too. This is quite nice. I haven't weighed it. I will be in a minute, admittedly, so because I'm going to have to post it to him from tomorrow, get it collected, so it'll be interesting. Oh yeah, it's going to be quite nice. I can actually fire it up. Let's fire it up. I did plug it in ready to go, and then the chargers are booted up and we're all ready to go. Also you can hear the fans. They do shift a lot of air, the little 7530 radial fans, but again, there's quite a lot of power in there. It's got obviously the 2400 watt PSU setups mounted in the bottom, so under full load they will start to warm up. So the last thing you want is any additional heat kept in that case. So the whole idea is suck the warm air out and send it out the way. Should be nice. But anyway, I won't carry on talking. I think the pictures and the video are going to do the job. Thanks for watching. Please like, share and subscribe, and for all your charging needs, you know where I am. Take care of yourself. Bye bye.